What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. There we go. Mic is working. Apologies for the times. For some reason, I had 6:30 put down. I don't know why I had that down like that. It's supposed to be 9:30. You know, it's Ramadan. Even though I wasn't fasting today, most people are. And so I take it that it will be an empty show today because most of the Muslims are probably breaking their fast, Tarawih, stuff like this. And so I'm going to be talking to myself a lot. I get some strange messages. So anyway, I want to talk about what the title is. Her high demands, but her low offerings. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And this is a major problem that we find that a lot of Muslim men are dealing with. And you'll find, I guess it's like a non-Muslim problem too. I think this is universal in the 21st century. I don't think it's just something that Muslim men are suffering from. And I use the word suffering lightly for lack of a better term, but they have to deal with. And I mean, we could go over what we believe is the core and the root of all of this, from solipsism to feminism to this to that and whatever else. But the reality is, at this point, I'm not sure that it really matters. I mean, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine you're like a firefighter and you show up and the building's on fire. You don't stand outside the building like, well, I wonder if this was started by faulty electrics or this was like a kid playing with matches. Was it arson? No, you fight the fire, right? Because you're dealing with the fire right now. Wa alaikum assalam, because you're a dork and you don't pay attention. Look at my tweets. Look at the messages I put here on YouTube and you'll know why I'm not fasting today. Don't be an idiot, bro. Don't make me block you for life. Just some people are just so stupid. Jeez. It's Ramadan and you're being an idiot. Don't be an idiot, bro. So anyway, and if you can't read, then I can't help you. You know, go back to school, talk to your parents, ask them where they screwed up to where they allowed you to come on the internet, you know, but then they didn't educate you properly where you can't read. So, you know, the firefighter doesn't show up to the fire and then think about the cause of the fire. That's what they do after the fire started. I mean, after the fire's been put out, they go into investigation mode, right? So contemplating why we're here today, that's really good for the theoretics later on. But right now, let's deal with the problem that you're in right now. Hey, what's up, Mighty Zane? So let's deal with it. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You got sisters out here, and I'm going to talk from the Muslim perspective right now, but you have to understand this applies to non-Muslims, like I said earlier, that are out here making these huge demands of brothers in order to get married. Now, obviously, we know if you want to, you know, get the noogie, the halal get down, you have to get married. It's just how it is. And you know, we're not ashamed of that as Muslims. It is what it is. That's how we are. We accept it. It's not a problem at all. We're ready for that, right? So she wants this high mahr. She wants a particular house. She wants you to drive a particular car, whatever else. You know, the whole laundry list that these sisters want. Then you got to look a certain way, be in a certain physical fitness, which all requires work. You got to be a certain personality type that attracts her, which is a type of work. All of these things take work and effort for you as a man to develop. Your income, which gets you, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, sure, you can ask the question, bro. Just as long as nothing goofy, you know, that I haven't answered like 3 times today prior to coming on the show, like that dork Ibrahim asked. Everything that you develop as a man, it takes work. Your money, your personality, your body, whatever, you name it. All of the things that a woman requires of you as a man requires work. There are some things that you can't control also, like they want a tall guy. That's just not in your hands. Allah created you a particular way. Just it is what it is. So you're gonna have to find a short chick if you're a short guy. But After all of that, she makes all these demands and this laundry list of stuff that she demands of you and requires of you. You have to ask yourself, what does she bring to the table? Now imagine this. You have met her requirements. That means you bring value. Pay attention. You bring value. She wants a particular lifestyle. Now you can provide it. If you can't provide it, then you're close enough to where she's like, you know what, this dude, he's close enough to what I want. So you're providing a specific level of value that she recognizes over other men. What does she offer you? After all of that, what does she offer you? Because really, marriage is not supposed to be a raw deal. But now that's how brothers are seeing it, because I offer all this stuff. And then she's talking about she doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to do that. She wants this. She wants that. She wants this. She wants this. So she comes with a lot of wants, but she doesn't come. And I talked about this basically in like the last Even Phillips show. What are you offering? Let me look at some of these questions real quick. Yeah. He says right here, are all women usually want a guy who's the top 10% of the men, even though they contribute little or practically nothing? Yes. And that's the point right here. It's like, guys, I want you to start understanding this and internalizing this. You, gentlemen, are the prize. Don't, under any circumstances, be fooled or confused into believing otherwise. You are the prize. Now, obviously, this just isn't just like an intrinsic thing. You have to build yourself into being the prize. You can't, just walk out the door, jobless guy, 40% BMI and, all these other things. And then you're going to say, I'm the prize. You're the fry cook that's overweight, living in your mom's basement, the stereotype meme. And then you're going to claim yourself the prize. My man, SNA with $5 super chat or £5 super chat. You dropping them bombs. Once high valued, how will you know she wants you and not your wealth? Even though you tried keeping your wealth intact and not exposed. Well, this is a big conversation about genuine desire. And you made an important point right there. You kind of answered your question already. When you're dealing with these women, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't lead with your pockets. Don't answer questions about your career field. I don't care how proud you are of your career field. I'm neurosurgeon, SNA, blah, 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 head of neurology at such and such massive hospital, university hospital, whatever else, tenured this. Don't start with all that stuff, because her asking you about your career field, all these types of stuff, she's sizing you up socially and economically. And I'm not sure. We can never say for sure because we're not women, but you can never say for sure whether or not they're doing it intentionally. Sometimes I just get the impression that women are so unoriginal in their questions that they don't know what else to ask. This is why now when a sister asks me what I do, I'm a professional monkey slapper. I just tell them something crazy. I'll just make something up. What do you do? I slap monkeys professionally. What? Yeah, that's what I do. It's my job. I just make something up. I'm not being serious, so I'm just joking. Maybe you shouldn't do that, but I do it. I don't give them a straight answer because really, what does that matter? Or I'll just ask them something. I'll answer their question with a question to see if they're in this, to find out, okay, am I going to immediately eliminate this guy? Because understand, SNA, this question, what do you do? All this type of stuff. It's a disqualifier. It's a disqualifying question. Let there be no. Remember, if you bought my vetting guide, then you have to understand, or you have to remember what I said in there. Women approach men from a position of disqualification. So everything she starts asking you, machine gun fire right off the rip, you automatically have to look at it, and you don't want to always be like suspicious, like, well, is that this? Over question everything. But questions like that really don't make sense in terms of a relationship with the woman, those are disqualifying questions. Now, when I say it doesn't make sense in the context of a relationship, what is she looking for? Is she looking for a husband, or is she looking for a particular lifestyle? Now, obviously, as a Muslim man, you need to take care of your wife, and you need to cover her costs in her life. But that's not for her to question you on. That's for her Wali to question you on. If she's going to ask you something directly, it needs to be about you as an individual. That's who she needs to be worried about. If you're looking to get married, then we have to go with the understanding that you understand your obligation as a Muslim man to take care of your wife, which you do. So you have the capacity, and now you have the ability. Remember what I was talking about earlier, bringing it back in the topic. You've built up your particular skills. You built up your particular, your prize level as a man. And now you're going out looking for a wife, right? So now she needs to show interest in you. You've already demonstrated by looking for a wife, hopefully. I mean, I know we got brothers out there looking for wives and they can't afford wives. I don't know why you do that. Kind of goofy. But anybody watching Abuamerican channel, you're going out looking for a wife. You can actually afford a wife. And therefore, now you need to find out whether or not you two get along. Her asking questions about what you do. Let me ask you something. I mean, you know what? I'm like an English teacher. That's what I'm trained. I'm trained, studied, qualified English teacher. I could teach math, science, whatever else. I've done it before. Qualified to do all that as a general classroom teacher, right? I'm in Germany working in construction and in more of like a project manager position. What does my job tell her about me? Imagine, sister says, Abuamerican, what do you do? Sort of like a project manager, site manager at a construction site. Construction. Yeah, but I went to school to become a teacher. I'm a qualified teacher. So how does that help you? What do? I know dudes that are like engineers and they're not working in engineering. They're not working at all. They're like doing private business on the side, like making money, outside of their career fields. I know guys that are doing stuff that they never studied. Guys who didn't study and they're doing better than guys who did study. What does it tell you? So that type of stuff, you need to not lead with it. How much money you got, how much, what my career field is, what this is, what that is. All that stuff is not her concern. What you need to do, SNA, is have like a response for her. And it has to be natural. It has to be rapid fire. And be like, why? Are you looking for an accountant? Just make a joke or something like that. Just brush it off and change the topic. If she gives you a pass on brushing off her question and changing the topic, that's a sign of true desire and true interest in you as an individual. It's not important. She just doesn't know what to ask and she wants to activate the conversation. But because, like I said before, women are bad at conversation, a lot of times they come with like these stupid cookie cutter questions. They always ask the same. It drives you mad. Dude, it's like they handed out this book at birth. Here's your women book of questions for men when you're ready to get married. And it's like it's just page for page verbatim. It's like they're so unoriginal in their questions. So yeah. What are your thoughts on a woman contributing to a date to pay for a meal, to pay for the tip every now and then when dating or courtship? Well, I mean, from an Islamic standpoint, then dating and courtship starts after the marriage. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, how are you going to lead, but you're not leading? You see what I'm saying? And I'll catch flack for this in Red Pill world, so in some of the manosphere world and them dorks over there. But the reality is, if you're leading, then you pay. It's a sign of your authority. It's a sign of your prize status as a man that you have the capability and the capacity to take care of a woman. Now, what I don't advocate is like these big expensive meals and all this stuff. I've never seen it benefit like in a big way. I mean, unless that's your lifestyle and you're including her in the lifestyle, it doesn't make sense to take a woman out, even your wife, on like these expensive dates and whatever else. I eat steak every day at my house almost. It's almost every day I eat steak. It's pretty bling, dude. You need more, really? I pay for all that. That's steak twice a day. She eats whatever she wants. If she wants something, then we take her to the store, I buy it for her. So in that courtship sense, it's like, yeah, just pay for it, man. If that's your woman, that's your woman. Pay for it. And if you're non-Muslim, I think with the name Zayn, you're probably not. But if you are non-Muslim, then it's the same concept. If it's your woman, pay for it. If she's not your woman, why are you paying anyway? It's like take her on small dates and she has to then invest to be together with you, which coming back in and bringing SNA's question into the whole thing. It's like, Then if she keeps going out on these small dates or whatever else, you know, where it's like you're just buying coffee or tea or you're just hanging out or whatever else, then she's investing her time without you investing a great deal of like resources, because there has to be reciprocity here. And her investment obviously is a sexual one. So Muslims, that means you got to wait marriage. But non-Muslims, you need her to prove her investment there without you investing large sums of money. Because what is financial and resource investment to a man is sexual investment to a woman. So how are you going to resource invest and she's not sexually investing? Don't do it, homie. So yes, on dates or whatever else, if it's your woman, pay. This shouldn't be a conversation. But if it's like, you know, if you're in the courtship process or whatnot, you know, coffee at best, dude. Coffee at best is what you're getting out of me, you know, because already you're wasting your time. Our time is valuable as men. I have very little time personally. It's like, now I'm going to drive across the city to meet you, like half hour there, half hour back. I already lost an hour. You know how much writing I can get done in an hour? Ooh, man. Okay, I think the painkiller's wearing off. I got my root canal done today. I think the painkiller's wearing off. Ooh, when I bit down. No. When I bit down, ooh, I really felt that. She put these splints in my teeth. Ooh, I felt that one. So, what was I saying? So yeah, you're already investing a bunch of time, you know, going to see these women, whatever else, driving here, driving there, picking her up, dropping her off, doing all this type of stuff. That ain't enough. Your time ain't valuable, dude. I'm working on like 4 different projects right now. You know, I'm talking from a personal standpoint. So if you're a man who's building your value and you're bringing a lot to the table with your value, your time is worth more than the money, because your time, you make money with it. So yeah, alhamdulillah, it's growing, alhamdulillah. Bro, that's a whole show, man. I might have to do a whole show on that. Them dudes are just a bunch of clowns on there. A bunch of clowns. Not all of them, obviously. But I just got into like a whole argument with this dude today about, you know, the whole tie and shoe thing. This dude, he's got like 8,000 followers, just like me. And he's talking about like a woman tying your shoe is a problem. Like, you know, like if I don't know how to tie my shoes. The dude is literally a freaking dork, to the point this guy is advising men on women. And he's like, oh, you're like a little boy, she's mamaing you because she's tying your shoes. This guy doesn't understand genuine desire of women. He doesn't understand how a woman genuinely desires women. He doesn't even understand the nature of women, which is women are givers. And when a woman is really into you, what does she want to do? She wants to give. She wants to please you, because she gets pleasure from you being happy with her. How do you not know this? And you got 8,000 people and your game is in your name on your Twitter handle. What kind of game is this guy running? That's not very masculine, blah, blah, blah. Dudes in there like crazy ideas of masculinity. ZB with the $5 super chat. Barakallah feet. What are your thoughts on Kevin Samuels arguing with women? Mr. Lucario says alpha males don't argue. He doesn't really argue. I mean, I like Kevin Samuels, what he does. He really doesn't argue with women. He cuts them off. He makes them listen. He makes them stop. He makes them listen. He's like, whoa, ma'am, stop, ma'am, listen. Arguing is going back and forth and debating and this, that, the other, and, you know, battling points and whatnot. I don't think Kevin Samuels really does that. He controls the frame of the conversation. You know, he leads them into conversations. And a lot of times, obviously, women aren't stupid. And I hope you guys don't think women are stupid. They see the trap and the setup coming, and then what they try and do is they try and circumnavigate around his setup trap, because they see it. They're like, oh, that's a trap over there, and Kevin's walking me into it, and then he doesn't let him get away with it. And so if you don't understand basics of like leading people into certain logical planes of thought, which is what he does, he takes their psychological thought pattern, or not their psychological thought pattern, but their way of thinking, and he brings it to a different one so that they understand. They bring it to his understanding and his logic. That's not arguing. He's like, no. Answer the question, please. You know, he keeps them from, you know, changing the topic. Because what women will do a lot of times, if you are discussing with them or going back and forth with them, which can lead to arguing, they'll try and like, you know, detract and derail and change the topic to something else. And Kevin Samuels doesn't let him get away with that. And so if you don't understand how to control conversations with women, you'll consider that to be arguing. No, I don't have anything against Lucario. I was on one show with him. I've only talked to him once, but I mean, I would say if he thinks Kevin Samuels is arguing with women, I I'd say he doesn't really understand how to talk to women and how to talk with women. And Kevin Samuels was quite good at that. Ted, man, I'm 20, living with my parents, and I really want to get married. I know what I need to do in terms of getting my life together, but saying it is easy part and doing this hard part. Yeah, obviously, man, because it's hard work. Hard work is hard work. You're never going to escape it, though. So if you know what you need to do, then go do it, bro. Because nobody's going to do it for you. You know, the simple fact of the matter is nobody is going to do the hard work for you unless you come from a family that has a lot of money and they just going to hand it to you, you know, because they love you, which is going to destroy you probably, you know. So go out and do the hard work, man, because there's no other way around it. There's no way around it, you know. So do what you got to do, bro, and then get married. You know, it is what it is, man. It's the burden of performance, and it's on men. And this comes back into our topic today. Now, Ted, you're going to go and you're going to do the work, right? This ain't a discussion. Ted's going to go do the work. Ted's going to build himself. Ted's going to study, work, whatever else, learn a trade, go to university. I don't care what you do, but you're going to make sure you're making it and you're going to make it well. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to work out. You're going to go to the gym, a fight gym. You're going to learn how to fight, and you're going to build yourself competence, confidence, financially, and you're going to be the freaking man. And when you're ready to get married, you're going to have a sister coming with, well, you know, you got to be this tall, this much money, this car, this personality, and you got to be something. And then there just has to be that little twinkle also, you know, because they've always got, you know, every woman's got their own random like idea of what a man is supposed to be, you know, according to what she needs and what age she is. And then when you meet all of that, you're going to ask yourself, you need to ask yourself, I'm telling you what you need to ask yourself here, Ted, and everyone watching this. Okay, I give you all of this. What do you give me? And really, if you don't mind torpedoing the interaction, ask her, okay, what do I get? I'm giving you all this. What do I get? You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. Some women don't want to cook and clean. That's not all women. Some sisters wouldn't do it. You don't want to have a co-wife. You don't want this. You don't want that. You don't want this. You told me what you want. You told me what you don't want, but you're not telling me what I'm getting. Hoo-ha isn't enough. Because any woman you marry comes with hoo-ha. That's just the status quo. That just completely doesn't count. And if you're in my membership, I think, was it in the members video where I talked about like get your thirst under control? Yeah. In the members area of my of this channel, there's a video out there about thirst control, controlling your thirst. Your thirst is your enemy. And you need to watch that video if you're a member. If you're not a member, then sucks to be you. Sorry, guys. But your thirst is your enemy. Because then it lets you go through all of this work, all of this effort, building yourself into something great so that you can just like have somebody with nothing more than hoo-ha tell you and dictate to you the terms of a relationship that you pay for, you finance, that you made happen, you made possible. How? Someone tell me how that works. And again, guys, let me say this again. Her and hoo-ha is not enough. There's supposedly 7 billion people on this planet, with roughly 3.5 billion of them being women. That's 3.5 billion hoo-has. How? That's not an offer. Because if you have a relationship with any of those 3.5 billion women, guess what they come with? They all come with a hoo-ha. That's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You come with a whole bunch of stuff, a laundry list of stuff that she wants. Okay, you got what I want, but so does she, and she does too. And now you don't want to have a co-wife. You don't want this. You don't want that. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, guys. Emo Schmear. What a name. As a man, you have a lot to offer. Indeed, you do. You have to work for decades and take risks and to suffer. After that, you offer your success to women, for women who offer I guess nothing is more like what the statement is. And it's kind of true. Not all of them don't have anything to offer, which is, something I want to get into, the value that a woman can add to your life. But a lot of women don't. Oh, wow. Well, SNA with the 10-pound super chat. My man. He said, I'm 25 and I don't wish to get married in my 20s until I'm in my early 30s-ish, inshallah. By then, I'm in the cybersecurity field and have profits coming in from index funds, stocks, cryptos, and I think you wanted to say more. I mean, yeah, inshallah. I'm trying to think about this. SNA, it's a solid plan. Islamically, you're supposed to get married as early as possible, but building yourself is a good plan. Obviously, that's let me tell you something. Trying to build when you have a family is building on hard mode. It's building on hard mode, so it's a good plan. But then we also have the Islamic injunction to get married as early as possible. So you try and balance it out as best as possible. Work twice as hard, inshallah, if you can, and get married earlier, inshallah. ZB with the $5 super chat. Should a wife always be excited when her husband initiates intimacy? And should he let her initiate sometimes? Yes. She should be enthusiastic about intimacy. Are you?
No. Why is questions? That is what makes my face like this. Why is it even a question?
A woman should. I've not been with a woman that wasn't enthusiastic about intimacy. Let me think. Hold on. No, actually, I haven't. No, I've always been. So, look, there's a problem if she's not enthusiastic about intimacy with you. This is a serious problem somehow. It's like, oh gosh, here comes this guy. It's like, imagine going to a job you hate. That's her when she's not enthusiastic about having intimacy with you. Should you let her initiate sometimes? She should initiate whenever she wants. I mean, inshallah, you're in a halal relationship. She wants it, man. You should be happy then. Then you're like, woo, all right. You should be enthusiastic also, unless she's like, outside of your type. And I'm not saying that, you're like, ew, you fatty. But imagine if that's what you did to her. You're like, ooh, disgusting. Yeah. Ooh. It would be the same thing. So she should be enthusiastic. It's a sign of genuine desire. She should absolutely be enthusiastic. If she's not, then you have to question what's going on. And her initiating is not a problem. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Talal Adam with the $5 super chat. Barakallahu feek, homie. Jazakallah khair. Talal Adam with the $10 super chat. Barakallahu feek. Where's your question, bro? You ain't got no question? You just want to support the brother? Jazakallah khair, homie. Barakallahu feek. Oh. Guys got some questions here, mashallah. He says, what's your thoughts on Nofap and semen retention? Nofap, you shouldn't be fapping. Masturbating. Yeah, you shouldn't be fapping. The fap is no fapping. Don't fap, guys. And semen retention, hey, that's what you got a wife for. She retains your semen for you, okay? That's who retains your semen for you. Your wife. Get married and she can handle your semen retention for you. How do we advise others of the harmful effects of the red pill community for young brothers who are sucked into the hype? Anti-marriage, haram, free mixing, just like that. You let them know the Islamic problems, how Islamically it's a problem. I talk about this all the time. The red pill, stuff, it has some merit to it, but really it's sort of like cooking. It's sort of like cooking in the sense that, and I've said this a lot, we take what's halal, we adopt what isn't halal, and we abandon what can't be adopted. So, example, hamburgers, halal. You can get halal beef, whatever else, cook it and eat it. Bacon burgers are haram, but you can adapt it because there's turkey bacon and there's beef bacon. So you can make a turkey bacon or a beef bacon burger. Then you just got pork burgers. You can't make a pork burger halal in any way, shape, or form. So you just abandon that altogether. It's the same thing with the red pill community. That which we can use, we use. That which we can adapt, we adapt. That which is just uninteresting to us or not useful to us whatsoever because it's haram, we abandon. But really, there's just a lot of problems in it nowadays. And so I would say, yeah, advise them with the fear of Allah and, the book and the sunnah and the understanding of how a lot of these guys are in terms of their behavior and their mentalities, and just, advise people to stay away from in general, because they have a lot of problems there, man. There it is. Talal Adam. It says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah reward you with the wisdom that you're giving us. You're helping a lot of men make positive changes in their life. Enjoying this halakha. Wafiq more better. Inshallah, I hope I'm benefiting you, brothers. This is what I'm here for, man. I'm just trying to help dudes out so they don't make a lot of mistakes that in my past I made and that I see a lot of young guys making today, and I wish they hadn't, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What qualities should you look for in a future spouse? I call it my primary thing that I look for in a woman. I call it pro-cooperative attributes. That's quite, comprehensive. But basically, it's a woman who is down for you. Like they say, what do they call it? There's a term they use. What is that term? Your ride or die. You want to look for those ride or die attributes in a woman. To where it's basically, it's like she's on your plan, she's on your program, no matter what, as long as it's halal. What if a woman offer her financial independence? What? Someone help me understand this. What if she offers you financial independence, or she has financial independence? I mean, since when is that stuff like attractive to a man? Nobody looks at a woman and is like, ooh, man, she's got a PhD. Dang, that's hot. She makes $50,000 a year. Nice. Who does that? What guy does that? Finances and all that stuff, education, all that stuff doesn't mean nothing to a man. It doesn't mean nothing to a man, because a man, what is he doing? He wants to build and take care of his own. Generally, he doesn't want to be, oh man, that root canal is killing me. I might have to go back to the dentist. That hurts. It's just when I bite down. She put some splints in my root canal. I'll talk about it later. But guys, like, man, she put these like splints inside the roots of my teeth, and they're sticking out of the top of my teeth. And when I bite down, man, it hurts. I thought the roots were gone. The nerves were gone. Anyway, men don't look at that type of stuff, guys. What she does and like, her money and all that type of stuff. Oh man, mashallah, I missed this. Unknown Rebel with the 279 Canadian dollars. What's your thoughts on Nofap and semen retention? Oh, I thought I did this one, didn't I? Yeah. I'll do it again. Nofap, don't fap. I mean, I'm coming from an Islamic standpoint. I don't know if you're Muslim or not, Unknown Rebel, but Muslims, fapping is haram. It's impermissible. And so I just can't encourage it in general. Yeah. And then semen retention. I mean, look, here's the thing. There's some science that shows semen retention does have a positive effect on men. It does. It shows that he, like, is more focused, will have more energy, this type of stuff, and he gets more accomplished when he's not like, busting loads every day. But at the end of the day, if you're going to get married, you're going to have a woman. She's the one who should be retaining your semen for you. But yes, there is some science to show that, semen retention actually does cause a man to be more focused and more, energetic in terms of like reaching goals and attaining goals. Whatever else. By then I will be known as that man, but personally I wouldn't want to settle with a Muslim of the same age group as me when I'm 30. Also, I'm from London, so what are my chances in? Hey bro, don't marry women in your same age group. That's my personal opinion. I think all my wives are at least like 10 years younger than me as a minimum. Yeah, they're all at least 10 years younger than me. At least. So yeah, don't marry in your age group. You don't have to, bro. Why would you? Doesn't make sense. A woman in your age group at 30 should be looking at a man who's in his 50s and his 60s. I know they don't want to hear that, but that's the reality. Aim for much lower. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in 2021. Guess what? I'm still talking to women between the age of 18 to 25. I'm still talking to women that age. I just matched up with one today. 21. Why would you at 30 go for a woman who's 30? And I'm 48 and I'm not looking at women that age. Dude, don't do it. Yeah. No. This is Halal Badboys. Yeah, mashallah, barakallah feek, man. Jazakallah khair for the super chats, homies. Y'all keeping the man on lives. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about starting another live like somewhere in the week. I'm thinking like Tuesday again, but it won't be like OG Logic. I'll think about something else. My man, Red Sings the Blues with the $5 super chat. Barakallah feek. You always show up, man. Thank you for podcasting with me. My channel is blowing up. Hey, man, glad to have you. We was talking about me coming on your show. Let's get it done, bro. So let's keep going with some of these questions and I'll get back into the topic. What if a woman offer her, see, this is the question. I don't understand that question, bro. Your question's kind of messed up, man. Okay, this is a crypto question. How high do you think handshake will go? It's only 50 cents right now. I'm mistaken, bro. I think it was like almost 70 cents today. Hold on, give me a second, bro. Give me 1 second to take a look at this here. Handshake is estimated to reach about like $3 by the end of the year. We'll see. Handshake currently 66 cents, bro. It's not 50 cents. It was 50 cents last week when the big crash was. It just shot up this week. It was like 68, almost 70 cents today. I think it's definitely going to reach over $1 by the end of the year. It might reach by $3 by the end of the year.
SNA, he got questions for you.
Okay, I'm scrolling down. There's a lot of stuff going down here. As a Muslim, yes, he says Abuamerican, but if you're not able to marry because you couldn't find a good woman, so you have to go Nofap. Yes, absolutely. You have to go Nofap. Islamically, I don't know if you're Muslim or not. You fast. If it's getting really bad, you take a day, you fast. Not the non-Muslim fast, the Muslim fast where you don't eat from sun up to sundown and this type of stuff. You take those actions. You fast like multiple times a week, every other day, whatnot, in order to fix that problem until you can get married, inshallah. What's wrong with someone marrying someone within your age group? Younger women, they are more pro-cooperative. They're more compliant. They're more flexible. They have less expectations and and there's nothing wrong with having high standards as a woman, but older women tend to have ridiculous standards, and expectations. They want you to fill the gaps of all of the missing stuff in their life. So they've got a lifetime of stuff they never got, and now they want you to fill that void. Remember what I said at the beginning of the store, at the beginning of the live. In case maybe you weren't here, women want you to have this, that, the other. They have a whole laundry list of stuff that they want a man to have in order to be in a relationship with them. The older they get, that list gets longer. So why are you messing with a woman who's older than you? And then to top it off, or the same age as you, then to top it off, if you can get a woman that's younger, why wouldn't you? Nobody likes to hear this, but younger women are hotter just because they're younger. Maybe they're not the hottest woman because when they get older, they're like any older woman. She might age terribly, but when they're young, there's no excuse for them not to be hot. So why would you go for a woman your age group when there's a younger version of her that would go for you? Make it make sense to me. And probably at the same cost, if not cheaper. Don't miss out on an ongoing question. Which one? Where is it? Did I miss something? I thought I covered them all.
No, you wait for another questions because it's not finished.
Oh, is this the last part of it right here? Sorry, man. Okay, I don't know what the wet part means for celebrities in 30s such as Drake. I know you're an old man married to younger women. What challenges did you come across with the massive age gap between you and your wives and in-laws? Nothing really. There's no significant challenges, man. Women are women, so there's no significant challenges between the age gaps. Okay, the biggest challenge is like the mentality. The younger women got crazy ideas of what's fun. You get older, it's not you're tired or something, whatever else. It's just you're mature, and then it's that maturity difference shows. They're still kind of what are you, big kid? What are you doing? But then when they get older, they're just a different type of big kid. Like they say, women are all, what do they say? They're the most responsible teenager in the house. It's just, they're just at a different level at an older age. So I think that's the biggest thing. I married this non-Muslim girl, and she was 20. How old was Kitten? Kitten was 22. And she just wanted to party all the time and just have fun and do goofy stuff. I'm just like, yeah, what? Party? What's a party? What the hell is a party? I was sick of parties when I was 22. So it's like, it's just kind of like, but for her, she's a young girl. She gets a lot of attention, whatever else. She wanted to have fun. This was the biggest, thing for me. But really, at the end of the day, when push came to shove, she was a woman. She tied my shoes, for the time that I was married to her and all this type of stuff. She did all the woman stuff. So really, it's not really a huge thing to do. Yes, absolutely. That's right here. How do I make myself high value? With hard work. That's it. There's no way around it. There's no shortcut. There's no trick. There's no nothing to it. This camera always out of focus. There's no trick. There's no secret sauce. You got to do the hard work. Find yourself a trade, skill, ability, or whatnot, and build yourself on that. Build your finances. Get multiple streams of income. Take care of your body. And be anything but socially awkward. There's a lot more to it, really. You got a lot. Your list as a man is higher and longer than that of a woman. Women's just got to stay in shape and have a reasonable personality. Just don't be a complete wanker. And she's gonna get guys lined up. So you as a man, you got a lot more to do. What's your thoughts on mobile mining apps like B and P? Pi, I dropped. I used to mine Pi. I dropped it just because it's its use case and whatnot. The white sheet looks really pretty, but it's just too comprehensive to actually be realistic. They're saying they're doing everything. I don't know anything about B, but Pi, I stopped. And I just started focusing my energies on something, because you have to renew that mining thing once a day and all that. And it's just a pain in the rear. And yeah, I don't know. I'd say look at something else. You're in the member section. I gave that little tip out on getting a free miner and whatnot. I'd focus on something like that. Even if you actually just spend the money for the miner, which is around $400, $500 after shipping, that's going to get you further than mining stuff like Pi. It's going to get you a lot further. Look at this, and I dropped it just recently. Look at that one guy. He made $5,200 in one day off one machine, and that was a lone wolf machine. That means it had no connection to other devices in its region. And then you're mining Pi. You'll use more power on your phone than you will mining that coin, which will potentially make you the same as that guy if you get into a consensus group. $5,200 in one day. And even if it's the absolute worst, because you stay lone wolf, you'll make at least $150 a month. I just wouldn't mess with it, my humble opinion. Not until they actually launch and they come up with some real projects working on the Pi network or whatever else. If they don't have anybody actually working with them, I'm not messing with it anymore. Sorry, guys. I'm just going through the questions here. Ooh, women are much more mature than men, actually. Scientifically, okay. All right. Can you please drop some of these articles somewhere where they're scientifically more mature than men? And you have to be a woman. You have to be a woman. Okay. Let me ask you, what's the benefit of maturity if the results aren't there? Where are the results of all this female maturity? We have given in the West women more freedom than any other time and any other countries in the world. Historically, contemporarily, women in the West are more free and independent than any other group of women have been in any other time in the history of man. And what have women in the West done with all of that freedom? OnlyFans. Sounds real mature to me. Woo, let me sell my hoo-ha. $10, you can see my butthole. This is what women have done with their maturity. How is that more mature? We don't see the results of it. We've given them more freedom, and they've made less mature decisions. So what did they do? They got married, and then now they initiate 70% of all divorces, usually just because the guy's boring. Sounds real mature to me. Hey, let me leave this good relationship and then go out here into the world and just, do stupid because YOLO. And meanwhile, men are still building the world, still maintaining the world, still making all the great technology in the world, still causing all. Guess who's going to cure cancer? I can't see the future. I don't know ilm al-ghaib. I don't know the unseen, but I'll put money on it. If I was allowed to bet, I'd put money on it to be a man. So, okay, women are more mature, really? Okay, so where's the benefit to women being more mature if their results aren't showing? What's the results of all that maturity? OnlyFans. Hey, you can come see my baby maker, $5. Yeah, okay. Righto. Okay. They're more mature than men. And look at the statistics. You want to see science? Look at the statistics right now. You can go research this and find out yourself. Women are more miserable today than any other time in the history of women since it's been recorded. That's what your maturity has brought you. Okay? It brought you misery. Sounds really awesome. We're gonna be team boys life over here, okay? We're gonna be team boys. I'm gonna be team flying my drones, happy eating steak twice a day while you got cats and boxed halal wine or whatever you do. I don't know. Your antidepressants. Because if you look at the statistics too, women take more antidepressants in 2021 than any other group out there. Women, not men. Sounds great. All that maturity. Sounds like you're enjoying yourselves. Unfortunately, I can't answer your question. I wish I could. Maybe Anonymous Assassin can. He's in the chat. You can ask him. Maybe he might know. Inshallah. He says, I know it's not a super chat, but is there anything in the Quran about concubines? I don't know, bro. It's beyond my ability to answer you. I apologize, bro. I wish I could tell you that. I study and whatnot, but it's never. If there is something about it and I heard it, it didn't stick in my head. Ooh, whoa, jumping around. Hold on. Ooh, what's going on? We'll jump down to SNA. SNA with a $5 super chat. I earn $1,200 per month. What exactly should I do with my monthly pounds to invest in crypto or to pay off in 5 to 10 years? Wait. Let me go back here. I earn $1,200 per month. What exactly should I do with my monthly pounds to invest into crypto for it to pay off in 5 to 10 years? I live rent free, zero commitments. Bro, save that money, man. Bro, you're literally in stat cash mode. I mean, okay, 1,200 isn't a lot, but dude, that's 100% like win. Bro, stack cash and then start studying what you want to get into. If you want to invest in crypto, don't just, hey, I got this money, let me just put it in crypto, and you don't know what you're actually doing. Make sure you know what you get into. But I would personally, if I had like 1,200 superfluous, like just free cash coming in, I don't know, I'd put some in crypto, some in savings, like this. I'd give me some, stack sats, as they say. I'd give me a little bit of like Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum. I'd be reading the markets on, up and coming cryptocurrencies and buying those. Bitcoin's always a stable one. Don't like, actually, we're like in a hold time right now with cryptocurrency. You should be watching Cultivate Crypto with Charlie over there. He's basically saying anything over 50,000, don't be buying crypto, Bitcoin anymore. But buy crypto, man, and just hold on to it, dude, and stack your money. Now, obviously, you want to try and find a way, you want to study, you want to learn about how to invest your money, because if you're holding on to fiat currency, you're holding on to a depreciating asset. So your 1,200 next year, I mean, you're going to be making more, inshallah, next year, but your 1,200 this year is going to be less next year. Your 1,200 is going to be like 800 next year, because just depreciation, just because, inflation's driving up prices, and then your money's not growing with inflation. So your cash holdings are depreciating in value. So you want to make sure you put it into a store of value that's going to increase over time and not decrease, or at least hold its value. So start studying on making money, man. And yeah. Coming back up here to these questions. Ooh, guys, y'all going off in here. Why do you think there are so many simps now, but far less before? Because our environment has, you never seen that meme? Strong men create good times create weak men create bad times, or hard times create strong men. We're in that, weak men create hard times mode. When times were hard, women knew what they were getting in terms of a man. They knew that this dude could kill bears, farm, wrestle dogs, rabid dogs that came into the yard. She knew this guy was the man. She knew what she was getting. She was like, wow, yeah, okay, this guy, he can get married. This guy's really got it going on, because the average man had to be something beyond like just bleh. Now it's not the case. And so now what's happened is women are no longer seeing men as the prize because, at some point a woman had to start to think, my dad's getting old. I can't take care of, he can't take care of me. Who's going to take care of me? It's hard times out there. I need a man and I got to find one. So what do you think she did? Hey, Abdullah, you're looking hot over there. Even if she didn't really mean it, she just knows she needed that guy. But actually, she probably meant it because she knows she needed that guy. Now we're in the 21st century. Women got degrees at a higher rate than men do. Women get like just special favors from governments and societies and organizations shoved up their rear. What does she really need a man for? And so what happens now? Psychologically, there's been a flip. Now guys are like, oh, but women aren't chasing us anymore. Oh, how do I get her attention? Oh, look at me. Oh, here's your flowers. I'm going to defend you from the bad guys over there. And then they start doing goofy stuff that just don't make any sense that women don't like. Because you know what? Women still like those hard time guys. It's biologically programmed into them from Allah. That's their fitra. That's their natural state. They like those hard dudes. But you ain't a hard dude. And this is why this whole mentality of show your emotions, your feelings, whatever else, and be in touch with your soft side. Yeah, you can do that. If you are like the Sahaba and you go out and you're meat cleaving dudes with a sword, and you're actually turning guys into like hamburger with like your swords and your clubs and whatnot, and you're hacking dudes to pieces, and you're coming home blood and brain spattered to your wife, and you have a moment where you're like, she's not going to think for a second this dude's a lame. You were just out. You got human brains on you. You brought home a dead tiger. Now guys want to show an emote, and you're Ahmed from HR. You can't do anything but simp. That's why we got so many simps. Because dudes, that's why I tell guys, go to a combat sport and stick to it. It's the only thing you have close enough to combat nowadays that's going to actually harden you. And when you come home, a black guy, and your girl's like, oh my God, baby, you got a black guy. But yeah, you should have seen the other guy. I don't care if the other guy beat the crap out of you. She don't know that. You just say, yeah, you should have seen the other guy. The warrior. You got to build it. Simps, what do they have to build on? What do they have? Nothing. Man, SNA, Barakallahu Feek, I know you got extra money, man. Jazakallah khair, homie. you taking care of a cat. SNA with a 10 pound super chat. Uncle, I know you live in Germany, but do you have any advice for me one day to own my own home? I live in London and it's super expensive. Maybe the outskirts is cheaper. Any better options than mortgage? For Muslims, man, no. I'm saying in terms of mortgage, there's the only option is to buy outright, or there are a few like banks. I think it's the Islamic Bank of Britain, IBB, that does a degree of like halal financing for mortgages. But really, right now, since you're not paying anything, dude, stack that money. And I wouldn't buy in London anyway. London, man. I know it's your city, bro, but I live there, bro, and I ain't a fan of it. The outskirts of London can be beautiful. This camera. So live on the outskirts of London because it's prettier anyway. You know, where you gonna live in London? It's nice. It's horrible. Or do like them rich white boys, you know, learn a programming job, like you said, cybersecurity, then live on the canals. Get yourself one of those Dutch boats or one of those like what do you call those things? Those long boats, and live on one of those. I went in some. I was like, I used to walk around London a lot, and I went into some of them Dutch barges, not the canal boats, the long boats. I'm talking about the Dutch barges, dude. Their houses inside those boats were ridiculous bling. And what does he do? He gets to sail around London, living in all the blingest port spots on the Thames, living nice. Dude had a car. He had motorcycles. The dude's had everything that you want. And he lived on a boat. And anytime he was like, you know, I don't like London anytime, he could just get on his boat and be like, I'm out. Choo choo. You know, take off down the road with his boat or take off down the river with his boat. It was awesome. It was awesome, dude. It was amazing. I mean, if that's too expensive, get you a boat, bro. Them boats are not like, you know, ratty. They look ratty on the outside. You go inside those things, dude, they're completely blinged out. So yeah, I don't know. That's an option if you can't afford an apartment or a house in London. Otherwise, buy outside London. I'm not a fan of London, bro. I hate to say it. You know, I know it's your city. I know you probably love it, but yeah, I'm not a fan of London. Speaking about Muslim women who obey Allah and stay away from all these modern ideas. Okay, sister. Barakallah feet. But you acting like one right now. You acting like one of these modern women right now.
Yeah, the real one is not on the social media. They're in house hiding.
There you go.
Their parents hide them.
Can you hear her? Can you hear my wife? What she's saying? What you doing on social media? Debating with dudes right now? If you're not one of those, if you're not one of those women. Abuamerican, the Quran allows for 4 wives, but what if men want more children? How? If you can't make a bunch of children with 4 women, I don't know what you're doing, bro. What you talking about? I don't understand. I can't make that make sense to me, bro. I'm trying to understand that. You got 4 wives. You can make a lot of kids with 4 wives. Bro, I made 9 kids with like 3. Help me understand here. I don't understand. Please follow up with this. I don't understand. How do you want more children? Dude, 4 wives? Do you know how many kids you can knock out with 4 wives? It's 4 kids a year. You know how many kids that is in 10 years? My man. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Help me understand that. What are your thoughts on the decline of marriage and putting off marriage till a later age will cause on other overall effect society? This is, you know, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, you know, my ummah will follow the disbelievers handspan by handspan to the point that if one of them entered into a lizard's hole, you'd find those from amongst my ummah, from my nation, who would be doing the same. Tell me it's not from the ways of the non-Muslims to delay marriage and have kids at a later age. So I think we're just seeing the fulfillment of the prophecy in a way that we never expected. You know, I think people don't consider this in terms of following the ways of the non-believers. This is the way of the non-believers. I'm going to wait until I have kids and this, that, the other. And this is not the way of the Muslims. It's not really the way of the Muslims, because the injunction, and I put this on my Twitter today because I was listening to, you know, I put up my Islamic playlist up on Twitter every day. And this is one of the talks he was talking about. It's like, you know, the injunction is to get married as early as possible Islamically. What does marriage lead to? And in that talk, the brother also said that, you know, the Messenger of Allah commanded the Muslims to have many children. So, you know, I think we're just seeing an imitation of non-Muslims, and that's what's going on. I know a lot of mothers who teach the daughters how to lie and manipulate men, and at the same time, they teach the sons to be fools. Sounds like a setup for failure, you know, because who at the end of the day is the builders and maintainers of society? When it comes down to, like, you know, war and whatever else, and masculinity, who's going to lead? Who's going to do all the fighting? The men or the women? What do you need? You need wise men. You don't need foolish men. You need women, and the women are going to want to what? Stand off in the background and be protected. You can have all your idiots fighting. Sounds like a crazy plan. I don't know why they do that. He says the maximum of children in a year is 4 wives can give us 4. Yeah, bro, and that takes time and adjustment. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to adjust for each child. Come on, man.
Cats.
You know, yeah. That's like 2 years. You got 8 kids. 3 years, 12 kids, bro. 3 years, 12 kids. You need more. 3 years. Think about that. 3 years is nothing. You're gonna have 12 kids in 3 years, bro. What are you trying to do? You trying to make an army? Mashallah, barakallah feek. That's the name, mashallah, bro. It's good. You barakallah feek, man. What's the best Muslim country for blacks, browns? I heard Malaysia is good, but I've heard Qatar and Kuwait is a death trap for us people.
Malaysia is racist.
She said, my wife is saying Malaysia's racist. She's been there. Malaysians are very nationalistic. They they're very proud people apparently. But I've never been there. She's never been there as a black person. So I think
No,
please tell me, yes, as an Asian, how it is for
I
black
have
people.
friends in Malaysia.
They're black.
No, but they have black friends also.
So you heard from someone who heard from someone.
No, it's her circle is black people.
Okay.
She likes being in with black people,
Mm-hmm.
and they got different treatment
Mm.
from others.
Asian girls seem to love me. I get a lot of love from the Asian girls. So I don't know. I get a lot of love from the Asian girls. I don't know. She's saying that apparently her friends, she heard from a friend who heard from a friend who hangs out.
This is my direct friend. She and her circle
Mm-hmm.
have a different treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Just Google. There's a lot of racism.
I think you're not gonna escape racism no matter where you go. It's just a simple fact. I love my people, the Somalis, but they're racist too. They don't like black people. Nobody likes black people. Black people who don't like black people, you're not gonna escape racism. It is what it is, man.
I think because you're American, it's different.
Yeah, if you have a Western passport, that helps. If you got a British or an American passport, then it opens a lot of doors for you as a person of color. But in general, man, I wouldn't expect people not to be racist. Anywhere I go, I hold the expectation that people are going to be racist, and they never seem to fail me, in terms of my ideas. It's very rare, and I've been to Africa, and the people there, they don't like Africans who are not from their part of Africa. It's just human nature. So I don't think you can escape it. Make yourself high value, and people are going to look at you different and treat you differently based off of your high value. Who's this? What's this? Are you willing to join our platform /podcast with those who have a different perspective than you? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Hit me up. Drop me an email. Go to my website. Drop me an email. And I'll come on anybody's podcast as long as it ain't nothing crazy or goofy, You ain't saying nothing wild or too, nuts. But, Abuamerican is going to Abuamerican. Make sure you research who you asking to come on your show, okay? Don't. Be careful. Entebbe. Be careful what you ask for. All right. He says, Abu Assassin, Anonymous Assassins. There is no such thing as Islamic Bank in the West. The best option is borrowing from friends and family. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into like the IBB, Islamic Bank of Britain, and what their conditions are or whatnot, if they meet Islamic conditions or not. I know I went to the bank themselves and I spoke to them when I was in London, and what I heard them say sounded pretty good. But I didn't go really deep with them. So, the brother lives there. He's also a London brother. Maybe he knows better than I do. So, inshallah. But yeah, getting from friends and family is probably the best. What nation or country do you foresee being the next, we're going way off topic here, being the next great empire over the next couple of decades or so? China. It's unarguable. China is running the world. China is taking over. This is unarguable. And this is why we Muslims need strength. And this is why we need to fix our situation and have larger numbers and stronger unions and bonds and communities, because we've seen how the Chinese have treated the what do they call Uyghur, the Chinese indigenous Muslim population. They have treated them horribly. And with China taking over Africa and manufacturing and, the raw materials of Africa and the world, it's just a matter of time before they actually take over the world. And then guess who's next? It's gonna be us. I'll be dead, but my kids won't. Inshallah. Oh, what do I give to my 20-year-old self? What advice would I give to my 20-year-old self? Don't listen to your dad. Buy that crypto, aka Bitcoin. And finish my engineering degree. I started studying engineering. I did 2 years of engineering, of automotive engineering. Finish engineering and don't become a teacher. That's what I tell myself. Finish your automotive engineering degree. Buy that Bitcoin. That's what I told my 20-year-old self. If my parents want a high mahr, but I don't, what do I do? Especially if that's the norm in my culture. Well, tell your parents. You're the one getting married. If I take it, you're a sister. So, I mean, it's your mahr. Why do they have a say in that? They're not getting it. Are they? I hope not. The mahr is for you. You get to decide what you do or don't accept. It's not for them to decide on your behalf. Just like they can't decide on your behalf who you marry or who you don't marry. So it's your choice. It's your decision. If you don't want a high mahr, then tell them. Say, look, I want to get married, and this is what I want to do. I want to stick closer to the sunnah, and the closest to the sunnah is to take a mahr which is reasonable, and a high mahr is not reasonable. You have to understand. I understand where it's coming from. They want the best for you, and they've equated the best for you as finances and not Islamic disposition of the brother who's coming to marry you. This is a confusion where they think that, because the person who's going to have the best religious disposition in terms of the relationship and taking care of you, he might not necessarily be a guy who's going to be totally blinged out. He might not be in that position. He's keeping everything extra halal. And so it's difficult. And that's another thing that needs to be said. Not only is building as a family man hard, building in a halal way is hard mode. So add those two together, being a family man and then building halal income. That's like extra hard mode, man. If you could do that, you are the absolute man. So you get a guy who's doing both and your parents want to put some crazy mahr on him. Well, why? It's not their money. It's your money. It's your money. So it's not their decision. So tell them, say, hey, look, this is my choice. My body, my choice. You know what I mean? Inshallah. Yeah, there you go. I can't say this out loud, but I agree with the sentiment. This video will literally get banned if I say that. No joke. They'll put a strike against me and pull the video if I say that. I know because it's happened. Mo Somali, you're Somali. How do you ask me a question like this? If you got 2, 3, or 4 wives, how do you sleep with the wives in the same bed, or do you just get your own bed so you don't have beef? This has to be a troll. You can't be Somali and not know this. Mo, you see why the ummah is a mess? If he doesn't know, this is why the ummah is a mess. And if he knows and is being a troll, this is why the ummah is a mess. Mo, I'm gonna put you on blast, bro. I'm gonna put you on blast. You can't be this. You can't be this ignorant. Now, I'm not making takfir. I'm not throwing you outside of Islam, but you can't be Muslim and be this ignorant. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's not possible, Mo. And if it is possible, it shouldn't be possible. There's no way you were born into a Muslim family and you're asking me, Abuamerican, who became Muslim, a question like this. How is this possible? Kaif. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. What's going on out here? Oh, Allahu Akbar. Oh, mashallah. Unknown Rebel, 229 Canadian dollar super chat, barakallah feek. If China takes over, it's game over for us Muslims. Yeah, absolutely. Unless we have some strength and we show some strength, is done. We are And just put butter in your pocket because we're toast, as they say. You know, it's a hot mess, man. Bro, it's a mess. Just look at the Middle East right now. We couldn't even sort that out as Muslims. And I mean, obviously, the whole situation, the ulama said not to go into this whole Syria, Libya type stuff. All that madness that took place. What was it called? The Arab Spring, I think it was called. The ulama spoke about it, said stay off of it. But even then, how long ago did that start? And the Muslims still suffering under it. Imagine like a structured enemy, like the Chinese. Toast, bro. We're done. Just going through the questions here. When it comes to marriage meeting, how many times is it ideal to meet the potential before nikah? I mean, as many times as it takes, as long as it's in the proper manner, Islamically, with your wali. That's my preference, but unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with kooky sisters nowadays, man. Sisters always want to meet up and they want to hang out and they want to like meet you alone. It's like, come on, man. It's like, dude, what you want? Dude, are we trying to get married? What are we trying to do here? Yeah, so take as many times you want. When I got married to my wife in London, I think we met like 3 times. No, we met 2 times with a wali, which is an uncle. Yeah, and then we got married. Take as much time as you need. Just do it with your wali, inshallah, because all that other stuff, man, it's just goofy. Yeah, it's no fun. Okay, Mo Somali, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. As far as I know, it's not permissible to be sleeping in the same bed with multiple wives. I don't know how you wouldn't know this. Even if you live under one roof with multiple wives, they all should have their own sleeping space, their own rooms, their own apartments, basically within the house, which is how I tend to like set up my layouts. My layout is each woman has their own section in the house. So as far as I understand, this is not permissible to be sleeping in the same bed with your wives. It's just. But no, each woman has their own apartment. Even inside my house, each woman has their own room, their own little area where they have, their own section. I talk about this in my guide to like living with multiple women. I talk about the layouts of the house, and how it should be. You don't sleep in the same bed, bro. It's not something you do. I mean, this is known, bro, that this is something that's impermissible. Maybe you don't know, bro. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So, barakallahu feek. JVNS. Okay. You might want to add some vowels in there, bro, every once in a while, Consonants are cool, but, vowels are also your friend. When it comes to marriage, should I look for a virgin or let 1 or 2 body counts slide? What are we talking about 1 or 2 body counts here? Are we talking about within a marriage? Or are we talking about just haram, like she was out there in the streets? This is haram out there in the streets, then 0 body slides. But if it's just like 1 or 2 marriages, okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with the 4 C's. Islamically, there's no problem with it. In the red pill world, they'll talk about it, but the divorcee, Islamically, is not a problem. She's just out there in the streets, this is a totally different story. But the Messenger of Allah, and if you listen to that audio that I posted on my Twitter, then the young virgins are what is preferred, and it literally says that in the hadith, younger virgins. And I even posted on that. I said a lot of sisters are going to hate this talk, but the hadith says young, fertile, loving virgins. So yeah. Edison, I don't understand your question, so you have to be more specific with that. Yes, that's how it works, Mo. That's what that was an error. I mean, do you sleep one day, first wife, second day, second? Yes, absolutely. Each woman has their day. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, he used to change houses between his wives at the time of Maghrib. And this is the system I follow. One wife, you stay with her until Maghrib. You switch with the next wife, you stay with her until Maghrib. You see what I'm saying? So Every night you sleep with a different woman. There's some people you can do 2 days, you can do 3 days, but I don't think it's a good idea for your woman to be spending 2 days alone, 3 days alone, or you're spending 3 days with the other one. I prefer 1 day on, 1 day off. So yeah. But generally, when you live under one roof, it kind of solves the problems of like the idea that a woman's going to be alone. You're all under one roof, but your primary time is spent with the woman whose day it is. It fixes a lot of problems. In my current house, no, I'm looking to move actually, and that's what I need. I want my own office space so I can do my broadcasts and whatnot. I can do my own shows. My place is actually getting a bit tight, so I'm looking. Actually, I got offered a house, an entire house, solar, all this type of stuff. So I'm waiting on that deal to come through, and I might just buy it, inshallah. I was looking at buying a haunted house in the UK. It's a massive, massive place. I mean, the place is huge. Nobody wants it because it's haunted. But it's basically going at giveaway price, and it's absolutely beautiful, and the house here is absolutely beautiful, but it's not even close to as big as the place in the UK. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm looking for a place, but the place in the UK is supposed to be the most jinn infested haunted place in the UK. But I don't care. As amazing as that property is and the work they did on it, I'll take it. I'll just end up fighting some jinns at night. That's an interesting question, bro. It's a bit personal, isn't it, man? Come on, bro. It's a bit personal, man. Come on, man. Just like higher. If you like cooking and you're married, is there a problem with cooking every other day? I don't read too deep in this stuff, man. I mean, I enjoy cooking. I just haven't cooked in a long time. My wife watched me cook like the first month she was here, and then she like saw what I liked and she took over, and I haven't cooked ever since. It's been like 4.5 years now. I think the last time I cooked was when she was in the hospital having our last child, or our children. That's when I cook now, but otherwise she doesn't like that I cook. Not that the food tastes bad. It's just, it's her preference to take care of me. And she lays a lot of value on taking care of me and my needs. And that's very important to her, and so I let her do it. So, guys, I'm trying to go through these questions here. Yeah, bro, I'm looking for a place with a studio. That's why I want that UK place. That UK place has got an amazing look. It's got this archway, and then you drive into it, and it's like a courtyard. It's like a square courtyard of houses. It's got a lake on it, a river on it, and then you basically is like there's an archway where you can drive into the courtyard for the house, and above that is like it's glass on both sides. Dude, I put my studio up there. Got an amazing view. But yeah, my next place is gonna have a studio. I'm actually building a studio for my next place. I need that, so it's gonna be a significantly bigger place. I'm looking right now. I am looking for a new place, homie. Guys, I'm going through these questions here, so give me a second here. Any tips on having a wife on the same day? I don't think that's possible. How do you have a wife on the same day? That's not possible. One wife gets 1 day. The closest you're ever going to get to multiple wives on the same day is living in the same house with them like I do. That's the closest you're going to get. But she has rights to her own time and whatnot. So, yeah. Any tips on 2 wives in the same house? I mean, I do it, bro. That's the entire thing. It takes a personality type of woman to live under the same roof with another woman. It's not a significant one. It's not like difficult to find. It's not impossible, but it does take a particular personality type, and you have to recognize those personality types very early on and to see if it's going to work. And if a woman doesn't want to do it, it's her right. She doesn't want to live under the roof with another woman. You can't force her to do it. I don't force any woman to do it. If she doesn't want to live under the roof, then I have to make other arrangements. But I haven't found a woman that isn't okay with it generally, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a particular type of woman. That type of woman, she's going to be your ride or die. So I only go for the ride or die type of woman. Why would I want another type of woman, who understands that I'm going to like cover all her costs, everything in her life. And then she's going to come along and make them just like demands against me. Like, is she here for me, or is she here for the comfort lifestyle that I provide her? There's nothing wrong with her having a comfortable lifestyle. I can provide that, but it's like the dynamic is messed up when you start going into like that. Why? If it ain't for you trying to get on the team, what kind of questions you asking me? If it's not for wives you trying to get on the team, why you want to know? I'm trying to come out to the UK, but y'all going full like Gestapo out there with that whole COVID stuff, man. Y'all going kind of crazy, bro. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What do you think the importance of language learning in the Muslim community? It's very important. Learn Arabic first, because Arabic is the language of the Quran. So learn Arabic so you can study your religion, the hadith. You can study the Quran. You can study from the statements and directly from the ulama who are living and the shayukh who are living, and you can study in the rus, and you can listen to them online. You can listen to the audio tapes and read the books of those who have passed. May Allah be pleased with them all. Start with Arabic. It's very important. You don't need permission of the first wife or second wife. Would you recommend getting a second wife secretly and then ignore the first wife if she complained? I mean, no, you don't need a permission of your wife to do something that's permissible, which is get married again. Ignore her if she complains. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, you shouldn't ignore your woman whatsoever. Women are like, if she's complaining or whatever else, one way or another, it boils down to her looking for attention. If you don't give her attention, then who is? Now, obviously, you don't want to give negative reinforcement in terms of attention, where it's like the only time you're giving her your full attention is when you're arguing with her, because you know what you're going to do? You're going to train her to argue with you all the time. So, but you need to find ways to deal with like that problem. And why would you get married secretly anyway? If you have to get married secretly, it's probably the case that you shouldn't be getting married again at all. That's just my humble estimation. It's not an attack or whatever else. It's not, I'm not coming at you, bro. I'm not coming for you. But really, you should be able to do it openly without a problem. If you can't, then you know already that you're setting yourself up for a lot of problems and stress. So I think you need to fix one problem before taking on another one. And I'm not saying women are a problem, but understand that problems come automatically associated, with taking on another person into your life. There's going to be a lot of challenges. I'm just using the word problem in terms, synonymous with challenges. So why would you do that to yourself? You're doing it to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's a name with the £5 super chat, man. Boy, you killing it today, man. Is marrying two Muslims established best friends better than worse than marrying two complete strangers who will then meet each other eventually? Marry two strangers. I wouldn't say marry two best friends. I think if you marry two best friends, if they'll even do it, which is doubtful because that's not how women operate. But if they would, then I think they won't be best friends for much longer. So you'll get two wives, but then they're going to lose a friend. So it's better to marry two strangers, in my humble estimation. I don't know that two best friends are going to stay best friends if you marry their best friend. They're gonna see that like, well, did you just marry my husband? Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? It's kind of like if a homie tries to hit on your wife. It's kind of like that. You're like, did you just try to hit on my wife? You gonna call him your best friend? I don't think so. Women are gonna have that same mentality and behavior because women don't be confused. Women are highly competitive, and so then now you're putting two best friends in a position of competition for you, unless you got like crazy game. And they understand that it's not a competition, which it generally isn't. But women are women, and they're going to think what they think. So, yeah. What's the biggest adjustment occurs when a couple has a baby? There's a lot of adjustments, man. Her entire world starts revolving around the baby, which is just fair enough. It needs more care than anyone else. The baby needs more care than you do. So everything that she starts looking at is what? The care of the baby. It cries, it needs changing, it needs that, whatever else. So yeah. I'm not a dietitian, bro, but I eat a lot of meat. I'm a big time red meat eater. So, it works good for me. I've lost a lot of weight and a lot of muscle. This shirt used to fit like extra tight on me, but the gyms have been closed since this whole Rona thing took off. But I've lost minimal amount of muscle mass without working out. I ate a high protein diet. Yes, it matters. You need to fix that situation because it's going to make her resentful of the man. She will become resentful if she makes more money than you. It's like a downgrade for her. She's like, this dude, I'm making more money than him. Women date or marry across, like equal or above, but they don't go below. And if you fall below or fall behind, she's not going to forgive you for it. I got an entire course coming out on this, so you just have to wait for it, inshallah. I talked about this before. Social media is not a good place to look for a wife. Guys, we're up on 1 hour and 30 minutes. Barakallahu Feek for all the super chats. Thank you for tuning in. I am actually going to be back tomorrow, so we can keep going tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Even Phillips show. You can just ask me whatever you want. Crazy questions. As long as you're not asking me about my sex life and all that type of stuff. Come on, guys. Let's be reasonable here. I don't know what that was all about. You can ask me whatever you want. Inshallah, within measure. Islamically, guys, asking people about their sex life is not within Islamic manners. It's not within the adab of Muslims. I know I seem a bit crazy, but guys, let's keep it in range here. I'm not really that crazy like you guys like to think I am. Allahu Akbar. I just say stuff to like make people mad because engagement works. So anyway, tune in tomorrow. You can ask all sorts of relationship questions, whatever else that you need to ask, you need to know. And I'm here for you guys for the Even Phillips show. I'll probably be on about the same time, 9:30. If the time is wrong, I apologize, guys. I had it wrong today. And so, no, I'm not Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam. No, I'm not Nation of Islam. I'm not a pro-black nationalist. Yeah, so 2100 tomorrow. That's CET, Central European time, Berlin, for you guys who don't know. And we'll see you tomorrow. Barakallahu feek for tuning in. Subhanaka Allahumma wa hamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum.